Yeah, man, I say all praises and honor to Yahweh.
Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakakwadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Greatman Stone. Shalom to all our brothers and more here, precious truth. In all sincerity and in all honesty. This is a brother from James Jamaica Camp. Yashamai.
Ashar.
I war.
Support.
I know one where I'm listening, you know, second coming of the Lord, the house shy, you know, we're seeing a lot of so-called UFO sightings, you know, all over the world, especially this year. Even I'm out here in Portland, Portland, they have a 2 girl, I believe, you know, seeing a so-called UFO, what I call it, planet, say a planet. You know, so people seeing these things frequently now, which are these so-called UFOs are the chariots of Israel, right? And you know, as the day go by, or as the month go by, you know, you get more people seeing these things more frequently because you know we're drawing closer and closer to that time. You know, when our Lord Yahushua is going to make him a rival. You know, I remove who so-called white man from out of power and also deliver the elect from the 4 winds of the earth as according to the scripture, according to Matthew 24. Right?
One of the main thing that right now we're in the heat of the Passover, man. Because basically this Passover could probably maybe the last one on this side. See? That will serve here, man. See? And we see where these things happen more and more, man. We see the prophecies them been kicking off, fulfilling. See? And that's a beautiful thing, man. See? You know that way. We've been doing this work, see? Through the Spirit and power of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. For how much years, man? From the apostles and elders of Greatman Stone coming on down to the younger brothers, man. See? And we see where things are happening. So we know, so boy, hey, it's a job well done, man. See? And so, it's a beautiful time we're living it. It says, it's an article from the Daily Mail. It's March 24, 2021. It says, swarms of flashing TikTok-shaped UFO chase 4 U.S. Navy destroyer off California coast, 45 miles per hour, and hovered above them at night for weeks, ship logs reveal. Yeah?
So, this how we, you know, these so-called UFOs are going to do when the time to come. Right, they're going to destroy so-called white man fighter jets along with all these nations that will basically together fight against the Lord, the Yahushua, the angels. So you have the whole thing will take place now. Right, that's preparation, you know, for this prophecy. Can you remember, brother? Revelation 19 and 19.
So this is Revelation 19, verse 19.
One.
So, and I saw the beasts and the kings of the earth and their armies.
So John, you know, you get the vision of all these things to come. Right, so he saw the beast. Who's the beast? The beast is NATO, you know, alongside the EU, you know, the European Union. Right? Go on, brother?
Right. So and I saw the beasts and the kings of the earth and their armies.
And the kings of the earth, because all these nations gonna come together, you know, to fight against the Yahushua. They must stop what they do, you know, and fight against the Yahushua. Tell that in a second is 13, I think about 23.
It says 2 Ezra 13, verse 33.
What?
And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle. They have one against another.
So they must stop fight against each other. So all the armies that around the world, you know, we have fight against each other because you're going to have World War III take place and the Lord the Yahushua come back in the midst of World War III. So everybody going to stop fight against each other and come together, fight against the Yahushua. You know, the man who people ignorantly called Jesus. Right? As Ronald Reagan famous speech, where make if we shouldn't have an outside church, we should put aside our differences to basically fight against the outside church. So this is how it happen. You know, according to prophecy. Go on, brother.
Right. So and all the people, when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle. They have one against another, and an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as thou sawest them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting.
God. Exactly. Back to the scripture I read, brother.
Back in Revelation 19, verse 19. And I saw the beasts and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat upon a horse,
Gone, so him that sit upon the horse talking about your house shine and the angels them. Gone?
and against his army.
Gone.
And the beast was taken
Gone.
with him, the false prophet,
Which is Roman Catholic Church
And
and,
with
all these rest of branch and churches, you know. What?
So the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, and which he deceived them that received the mark of the beast, and them that worship the image. These both were cast alive into the lake of fire burning with brimstone.
I'm talking about the ICBM missile and fire. So all who get deceived, if you take this RFI, the microchip, they're going to get destroyed according to this prophecy. Right? So if you take the so-called white man chip, which is the mark of the beast, they're going to get destroyed.
It says mysterious drones chased and harried 4 U.S. naval destroyer for up to 100 nautical miles just off the coast of California. The drones of UAVs were able to travel long distance at high speed with extreme maneuverability. SEMA aboard the destroyer reported seeing multiple drones and flashing red and white lights. A UFO spotter said the drones were tic-tac shape. It says the head of the Navy and the FBI were involved in the investigation, but it was hushed up by naval intelligence. See?
Always off height.
Yeah, come. Saying the area is, they says the area is home to a large U.S. naval base and some Clearman Island, and in the same area as another infamous UFO sighting in 2004. See? Basically, like the Lord, it just said, Lord, I bring it forth into the house of the thief. So the Lord of these of the angels them there, man. In the chariots them run over and see no things going on, see, around that area. See? And all over America, man.
And you saw been seeing these things for years.
Can.
I was thinking last year before last, Pentagon that come out, and start to basically speak about these UFOs. Right? Because people been seeing these things and they can't hide it no more, so let me start speak about these things.
This is Amos 9 verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh Shemashai are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth.
So Yahweh Shemashai is going to destroy this wicked society. This corrupt society we're living in right now, the so-called white man kingdom. Right? Huh?
Saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, said the Lord.
So now utterly destroy the house of Jacob, because the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, have an elect. And it's all about the elect. Only the elect going to get delivered from all these things to come. From the chaos, nuclear destruction that going to take place, and all these things. Only the elect going to escape it. Because it was predestined that the elect going to get delivered, in the time to come. Right, Yahweh Shemashai. Go on, brother. Finish?
Can.
This is Isaiah 31 and verse 5. Says, as birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem.
So the chariots will come back in formation, just like how bird flying in formation. That's how the chariot will come back. Right? The house shall come back, war against the so-called white man. Right?
Defending also, he will deliver it.
God, defending also, he will deliver it. Deliver the elect.
God, which is right, man.
Which is Jerusalem. Because Jerusalem is a people before it become a place. Right? According to second Maccabees 5 and verse 19. Right?
And passing over, he will preserve it.
Right.
Says Zephaniah 5 and verse 1. So then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked. Zechariah 5 and verse 1. Then I turned and lift up mine eyes and look, and behold, a flying roll.
Run.
And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll, and the length thereof is 20 cubits,
Run.
and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then he said unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth.
So these so-called UFOs, you know, people been seen, you know, over the years, especially this year, 2021.
Right.
So what the scripture says, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth, because these so-called UFOs are chariots of Israel. It's a curse unto the so-called white man, was a blessing unto the elect,
Right.
you know, the nation of Israel. Right? Yeah.
So for everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side,
Gone.
according to it, and every one that sweareth falsely, and every one that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side, according to it.
Gone.
And I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts.
God said, Scripture said, the Lord, the Jehovah Shemaiah, shall bring it forth. A lot of armies, right? What?
And it shall enter into the house of the thief.
And enter into the house of the thief. Who is the thief? So-called white man. Scripture said, the thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy.
Right.
Right? That's why so-called white man come. From the time of Christopher Columbus, for them come down. No rob, no rape and slaughter. Right? So it's a so-called white man for you. So Scripture said, Lord said, I'm going to bring it forth. And I'm going to enter into the house of the thief. What?
Right. And it shall enter into the house of the thief,
God.
and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name.
Can so-called white man make a swear in the Bible. Then they
Can.
put it, they put it
Court
behind
system,
them.
yeah.
You know, and judge out for them vain laws, and judge out basically for them laws.
Can.
Right? So my one our basically been swearing them. What?
And it shall consume it
Can.
with the timbers thereof and the stones thereof.
This is Luke 21 verse 26. Men art failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth.
Can.
For the powers of heaven shall be shaken.
Can. So the powers of heaven shall be shaken. All these leaders going to tremble. You know, and all they break loose. You know, all these top leaders, even the banking elites, you know, if you say some of them are going to use this destruction, you know, to them advantage, basically ushering a new world order. Even them are going to tremble to the level of chaos that will take place. That will way more than what them expecting.
Can. And them been trembling now. I think the scripture says great fear fell upon them. See? By seeing the prophets, fear fell upon them, and great fear upon them. See? And them been seeing the so-called UFOs, which are the chariots of heaven, man. And them know of these things, the scriptures speak about them things, man. And them know so these are the things where the angels and the heavenly Father are traveling, man. So seeing these things make more fear upon them, man. So them know so we have that protection, man. Even though them are trying to destroy we as a people, them know so that protection is there for us, man. See?
Because the angels of the Lord encamp it
Around them,
around
That
them,
fear can.
So,
I would know say the angels are the ones that were in those chariots.
can. Right, it say, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory.
Can. So Scripture said, then me I will see the Son of Man, Yahweh, you know, come in the clouds, talking about the chariots, right? According to Psalms 104 and 3 say who make it the clouds is chariots.
Man.
Right, so talking about the chariots, the so-called white man refer to them as UFOs.
Right, a pillar of cloud by day,
Can.
fire by
Pillar of
night.
fire by night.
That's right, man.
Really for the ancient Egypt.
Can.
That's going to be the grand entrance.
Right.
And the Lord return, man.
And when these things begin to come to pass,
Can.
then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh.
And so we see all these prophecies coming to pass, seeing all these so-called UFOs frequently as the day go by. So we're supposed to lift up our head because of our redemption joy night. Very close, right?
See? It says the U.S. Navy warship stationed off the coast of Los Angeles encountered swarms of mysterious drones which pursue them at high speed. See, them let's jump down here. It says the series of encounters with suspected UAVs and unmanned aerial vehicles. See, that's what them call them, unmanned aerial vehicles. The angels them in them.
And the camera is spread it up. Psalms 68 and verse 17.
17.
68 and 17.
I'm sure you say that these things are not unmanned, are yes, them unmanned because they're actually man not them, I drive them then. So the angels are the Heavenly Father, man, them. See?
Psalm 68 and verse 17 said the chariots of the Yahweh Hashem and Shai are 20,000,
20,000, right?
even thousands of angels.
Even thousands of angels, a lot of angels, you know, I'll come back with the Lord, the house shine. It's kind of black out the chariots, you know, according to Bible prophecy. Right?
In thousands of angels, he said the Lord is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place.
That's right, man. It's a series of encounters suspected unmanned aerial vehicles in July 2019 saw as many as 6 mysterious aircraft then swarm several U.S. Navy warships close to a sensitive training area at the Channel Islands, according to the drive. It says based on a deck log data from 4 U.S. destroyers targeted the series of encounters. The drive work out that the drones flew at a speed up to 46 miles an hour and traveled at least 100 nautical miles, far exceeding the capabilities of any commercial commercially available unmanned aircraft. See? So them thing here go faster than the natural drone where them know about them. So them say them thing are not really normal to them see them move.
Because it's a thing, you know, he's used to certain technologies, man. So when you see certain things pop up, you know, and the technology is far beyond what him can explain. You know what I mean? Intense, we try to demonize that, which we know that is the Lord Yahweh watch me out. You have an article come out in a RT the other day, and it was a video, you know, on RT News, where the lady, I said, you have UFOs where break some barrier without a sonic boom. You know what I mean? Go to the extent of breaking some barriers without sonic boom. But she went on to say that further down in the future, I don't remember what time in the future, she said government is supposed to come out and give more information on those things. See, because people ask a lot of questions. I mean, them say government have a lot of files, stockpile about these things from way in the 80s coming up to 90s. Even from behind. Even further than that.
That's a way before drone even come in play, man.
See, so they've been seeing these things over the years.
It's can.
See, because you know they're the chariots of the Heavenly Father.
And where you think them get them drone technology from, you, right? They make it just like the chariots of the Heavenly Father, where the chariots can move about without a person in there controlling it.
These men are deep thinkers, them do research, them do extensive research.
Because the Lord make him mighty and strong now. See, if he feels that nobody can take him down. See? But the Lord is going to take him down like that, man.
We can add short to the accent. He's have a lot of technology now, man. Where the oldest money can take him down a lot right now because they might have some microwave technology. They may have predator drone, suicide drones.
All them things, man.
They might have technology. These men are weapons experts. These men are the blessings, man.
Walk to the blessing.
Walk to the blessing. Yeah, these men are blessed with the sword. You know? It's 2nd Ezra 13 and verse 1. And it came to pass after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind. There arose a wind from the sea.
And from outer space, God.
and it moved all the waves thereof.
Gone.
And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven.
Yahushua is that man. They walk strong with the thousands of heaven, the thousands of chariots, whatever the scripture earlier and so on. The chariots of Yahweh Shemeshai are 20,000s, even thousands of angels. So that man is Yahushua. Coming back with thousands and thousands of chariots and thousands of angels. Right, go on, brother?
And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things tremble that were seen under him.
So everybody will basically seeing these chariots, especially the big fathership, because Yahushua going around the big fathership. They might go tremble because they must look like that. The sky go block out the chariot.
Right.
So these men will fight against each other. They might go basically afraid. All these military men across the world, they might go be afraid.
That's right, man.
But that's what take place here.
I remember the Twin Tower in America. People are running up and down like they list for them. And America never been officially touched. So when them see that, man, look, them all them spirit of fear. So it's and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice.
All them will get burned up. Right?
Like the earth feel it when it feel it the fire.
Right.
After this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of numbers of the four winds of the heavens to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
So all them army are together, as brother scripture earlier and said, them are going to stop, fight against each other and come together. Right? That's what I said. So they might get together, team up, so-called white man and all these military men, you know, the fighter jets, you know, them plane, you know, and all these things to fight against the house and the angels. So this is what all the so-called UFO sightings that people been seeing, you know, come in contact with even the Navy SEALs. And so what going to lead to? This prophecy. What?
And I beheld after this, it's like after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of numbers of heaven, from four winds of the earth of heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereof the hill was graven, and I could not.
Because it's at a mountain. Yeah, but to the chariot where I was shining big, you know, it's just a refer to it as a mountain, you know, it's big. Right? Big fathership.
Basically, it's just couldn't identify with anything at the time.
Yeah.
I mean,
They must say it like great. Yeah.
It's and after this I beheld, and lo, they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet durst fight.
So they're going to be afraid. They're afraid to fight against the angels and Yahushua. Right? What? But they're going to fight because they the Father, Yahweh, God, I put them in heart.
Just like I'm hard in fear of. Like I'm hard in fear of heart. Yes, I see some hard in them on your heart. Just like, you know, even when I go back to Revelation 7, the angels, it's the earth, not the earth, I see. The four winds of the earth, because the angels are there playing on the minds of these soldiers, the kings of the earth, the presidents, the prime ministers. The angels are there directing them every move that they make.
See, but the most I put the spirit on them.
Can.
It's verse 9, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lift up his hand, nor a sword, nor any instrument of war, but only that he sent out of his mouth. Only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath.
The powerful laser beams, you know, with these chariots fire, right? Because these chariots, the so-called white man towards the UFO, them fire powerful laser beams. Right? What?
And out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and a great tempest, and fell with violence upon a multitude which were prepared to fight.
So the Harlem, we're going to basically come together and fight against the Yahushua, team up with the so-called white man. A lot of our people we're going to fly in these planes, or these jets, fight against the Yahushua. So a lot of our people are going to get destroyed by laser beams. Right? What?
And burn them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing, innumerable multitude,
God.
nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was so afraid.
God, so no matter get burned. No. Disappear.
It's right, man.
Right? The second is brother. Second is yo. Revelation 12 and 7. Yeah. Let's get it.
Revelation 12 and verse 7.
God.
And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angel fought against the dragon.
And so that's what the scripture says. And there was war in heaven. You know, you have a lot of so-called Christians, you know, believe that this prophecy I talk about Satan get kicked, spiritual demons, Satan get kicked out of heaven. You know, that, you know, kick out Satan out of heaven and he come on earth and grow tail. You know, and try to overthrow God. You know, man, they say, these so-called Christian believe. See if I say, well, it's high time to wake out of sleep. This is a future prophecy. This is what we get to do. This is what getting ready to take place. Brother, I read the second Ezra earlier. Right? See if I say, and at that time shall Michael stand up. You know, the great prince will stand for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble. You know, never since I was as a nation, before in the scripture.
God.
So this is how I get ready to take place here. Michael, the war angel, that come back with the house shot. What?
Right. So there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels.
Because the so-called white man go fight, you know, with the military, you know, fighter jets, along with all these Eden nation against the angels. What?
And prevailed not.
And prevailed not. What?
Neither was their place found anymore in heaven.
So they might get removed from out of rulership here.
God.
What?
And the great dragon was cast out.
God.
That was serpent, called the devil and Satan.
That old serpent, going back to Genesis, called what? The devil and Satan. God.
Which deceived the whole
Who
world.
deceived the whole world. So so-called white man deceived the whole world. Especially now. You know, with these things that take place now. You know, worldwide thing. What?
He was cast out into the earth,
God.
and his angel was cast out with him.
God. Exactly.
Which is right.
So this is how I get ready to take place here. The house shall coming back to remove the so-called white man from out of power. Because the brother mentioned, you know, these men have a lot of technology. Them be so far now. So them fees they're so powerful that nobody on the earth can stop them. Yeah, so-called white man, the judge. But they want the judge on the earth now. You tell you what right or wrong. But your house shall come back with thousands and thousands of angels to remove you so-called white people from out of power and deliver the elect from the four winds of the earth according to the scripture. Right? Yahweh shall the one that can remove you.
Hey, that's a real dictatorship. Real badness. Yes. Man of war is coming back.
Right. So let's say all praises and honor to Yahweh and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to all our brothers and Mount the Precious Truth. In all sincerity and in all honesty. Shalom.
Shalom.